Dangerfield. At last, 25 long years. So close, I can nearly taste it. One by one. Croft. Gone. Beck. Farewell. And Sam. Bye-bye. Finally, the Footy Show co-host chair is all mine. Mine. Ah, and of course yours too, Mini-Me.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Footy Show. What a big week it has been in footy! You better believe it. All right, we've got a huge night tonight. Have a look at this, what we've got in action tonight. Roll the videotape. It's going to be a big one as we look at tomorrow night's blockbuster between the two oldest rivals in footy, Collingwood and Carlton at the MCG. Sam Newman is in Los Angeles. He's in Augusta. He's ready for the US Masters. Street talk coming up from Venice Beach. It's going to be an absolute beauty. You better believe it. And what about this? Two great mates, two young guns of the game going head-to-head. Richmond's Jack Graham and Hawthorn's Ryan Burt join us at the desk ahead of the big game at the MCG on Sunday, the Tigers and the Hawks. Yeah! The glamour boy of football for, well, 70, 80, 90, 100 years, Sam Newman, is away on assignment. So who better to bring in than the smoothest man in football himself? Please welcome the one and the only Alex Rance. Careful here, Rancy. Billy's fixing up everybody at the moment.
Well, I got rid of you early days, of course, and then Gazza, and then, of course, Jim, and Beck, and Hutchie, and Sam. So I thought, this is it, and then you've come back.
I'm back again.
Exactly.
Oh, you're good looking.
Look at this rooster.
Now, Eddie, hey, Billy, he is a rooster, and he's probably one of the best-looking guys in the AFL. But we took a camera into your change room. This is not what you look like.
Oh.
This is Rancy just in there reading a book about himself, as you can see. Good to see you had a shave, Rancy, before you come on. Looking very good.
I'm just going to play the cards I'm dealt.
You borrowed those off Tony Jones, that was good. Tony Jones's choppers. I thought that hair was real.
Here we go.
I've got your
And the big reveal. Jeez, scrub up all right.
ready to roll.
Alex, welcome back to the Footy Show. Mate, we haven't seen you since the Premiership. Tell us about the last 6 months of your life.
It's been fun, very fun. The last, I guess, month of footy that I've played has been pretty successful, with only having the one loss last week. So it was really, really great to have that success and have a really good celebration after with the fans.
What's it like to win a premiership? and tell us, there's some great photos. There's a nice photo with the premiership medal.
Yeah.
No.
Got the Tony Jones chompers out.
Exactly. But what did you do? And are you a big drinker, and did you celebrate?
Oh, I'm not ridiculous with my drinking ability, but I do hold my own when it comes to, you know, Mad Monday and things like that. So, yeah, we did have a great night Saturday night after the game. We've got some pretty famous photos of Dusty with the champagne at the bar and all that kind of stuff, which is something that we'll look back on pretty fondly.
It's probably a good thing, Rancy. Drink responsibly for everyone listening. And
Fair.
We've had a lot of talk about camps, Rancy, and Adelaide should probably take note. We spoke about their camp last week, and we've got some pictures from your camp that you went up to Maroula Bar Having a bit of fun there.
Yeah, there's
Jack?
There's Jack.
What are you guys doing? What's happening there?
It's
Rancy?
very
Is that
hot,
you?
so always got to be sun smart. So, yeah, these camps are always great. There's
the
Dimmer
coach.
on the jet board,
I
so
think he
he's got a
can walk
decent-
on water. He's
Have a
unbelievable.
look at
The
that.
best thing about Dimmer's proportions is you can't tell where his quads start and his calves finish. So
He's got the cankles.
he does. But no, it was a great camp for about connection, getting that hot weather acclimatisation. So I think everyone's sort of over the gimmick of
the
altitude
camps you
training
wanna
and
go
that
on,
kind of
Ed.
stuff.
They're
So-
the good fun camps.
They're the good fun camps.
And then off-season, you and the Dale went to South Africa.
Yeah, we started off in South Africa and then we
are.
went most
This
of the
could be
way around
Rockbank
Africa.
or anywhere. Look, it could
see,
be anywhere, yeah?
Did you see any cheetahs in
Yeah,
South Africa?
there's the chief there. So.
The chief. I know, yeah, you pack your whites. Could have got a game over there. What's that?
So I was looking for Aladdin and the genie over there
yes.
in the bazaar of Zanzibar. So it was a really great. That was the airport in one of the places that we flew out of. So not always.
They're checking passports
What was
there.
Zanzibar like?
A little bit depressing because that's where a lot of the slave trade was, but the beaches were amazing. So good coastal area to go with a pretty interesting cross section of history there too.
Freddie Mercury was Zanzibar's favourite son, most famous.
We went to his where he grew up actually. Freddie Mercury's place.
Sounds like heaps of fun.
What was it like? They wouldn't have seen chompers since Freddie was there.
Yeah, well, they actually thought it was a little bit of a reincarnation that I'd come back as a little bit of Freddie Mercury about me. So, no, it was. I didn't expect it to be where it was. It's a sort of a docked area of Zanzibar there, but it was, great experience.
Hey, speaking of the chompers, and we're joking about it, but you copped one and just as well you had a mouthguard in last week.
Yeah, I channeled my inner Tony Jones and got the chompers out a little too close to young Fogarty's skull. So lucky I did have it in. I've fractured.
So what happened? You got the back of his head, did it?
Yeah, so if I didn't have my mouth guard in, it probably would have popped my two front teeth
I'll show you
out,
what would have
so-
happened because I hit the back of Russell Robinson's head
Oh, no.
and I lost my chopper. That's why you should wear a mouthguard, Eddie.
So, what's that?
There's the Collingwood supporters. Look at them. All the Collingwood supporters, take out your teeth. Oh, it's a cut supporter.
Being a smart aleck said he should have been in the Collingwood cheer squad. Oh, is that right? Good on you, yeah. Okay.
Very
Hey,
good.
let's have a look at the ins and outs and some big names coming in for round 3 of AFL football. Matthew Cruiser is back for Carlton. Tom Lynch for Adelaide. Dion Prestia for Richmond. Jack Higgins makes his debut. Quickly, just about Jack Higgins. Great story. He gave up his VCE year at school to concentrate on training himself to get right to be picked in the draft. He got picked up by the Tigers at pick 17.
Pretty well renowned that his TAC Cup broke pretty much every record that there was around at that stage. Super talent, managed to slip to our pick in the draft, and he's had a real impact this season for
He
us.
was rated by Champion Data as the #1 player in the draft and was picked at pick 17 by the Tigers.
And tiny, isn't he? He could be a jockey, so you nickname him Roy Higgins.
Oh, we can if you'd like to call him that. No, we call him
He's got no idea.
No,
what
no,
he
he's got
is.
no idea.
Now,
You've got to call him the Professor instead, and that'd
we
work.
call him the Higlet because that's small as well.
Hey,
So
just
like
stick with me for a second,
Piglet,
mate.
like a piglet.
Tommy Nick Coffield is in for St Kilda on debut. Good luck to him. Elite speed, 2.9 seconds over 20 metres at the combine. So pick 8. Good luck to Nick Coffield. Tom Boyd has been named, and Mitch Wallace an extended lineup for the Bulldogs. Fingers crossed those boys get back. And Orazio Fantasia for the Bombers. The major outs. Jaden Hunter's been dropped at Melbourne. And St
43
Kilda
games
have gone
consecutive.
nuts after being fixed up on the weekend. Kobe Stevens, Jack Steele, Hunter Clark, all omitted, and Billy is no longer Billy Longer. He's out with a groin injury.
yeah, good one, Ed.
Oh, thank you very much.
Longer groin.
Now,
Yeah, I know. I left it at that.
Oh,
Thank you
sorry.
very
I
much.
was in
I
LA.
thought
over-
I was Sam.
I was in LA over the weekend, guys, but I did catch this footage, and I think it's my fault, Rancy. Damien Hardwick had a bit of an altercation with a supporter, and I reckon he said, "You're number one." He lives with Daniel Rioli, and he said, "Fev's part of your family now," and he had a bit of a crack back there. Not too happy that he's going out with my daughter, Damien Hardwick.
It's one of those nervous smiles that supporter is. He's like, yeah, sure. Obviously, he's
What was he doing? He gets a bit angry.
I didn't say much.
No, I think he just said, "Excuse me, sir, thank you for your comment," and then walked on.
No, but the poor old bloke only said, "You're not so tough now, you're not at the MCG winning." It wasn't much in it.
Well, the grand finals are played at the MCG. Rancy, have you ever get in an altercation with any supporters? Because you obviously play in the goal square.
Plenty of times where I've been back on the goal line, especially when a goal's getting kicked over my head or something like that. The cheer squad, especially for Port Adelaide, that got into me this one time, and they were spitting because, again, missing a lot of teeth and saying, you know, give us a bit more, blah, blah, blah. And so anyway, we ended up winning the game. So I got my footy, signed the footy, threw it into the cheer squad. We don't want it spitting all over. We don't want your damn footy throwing it back at me.
All the Port Adelaide supporters just put in whatever round they play.
Yeah.
What about Victoria Park in the good old days?
Did you enjoy that?
Beautiful, warm, yellow water.
Yeah, that's it. It was warm beer. What about you, Phil?
One day I was playing pretty well against Collingwood, which I usually did, Eddie, and one of your loyal cheer squad members spat on me, so that was fun.
Ah, the good old days.
Yes.
That was what it was like.
Yes. Bloody feral.
Probably just trying to have a friendly conversation with you.
Oh, yeah, probably.
They were the good old days. But what about the new stadium over there in Perth, Optus Stadium? Freo have their first win. They have a light show. Have a look at it. We found out what the problem was. We found out the culprit. Have a look at him. Naughty boy. And that was the problem with the light show after the game. And he's gone. He's in trouble. Left us all in the dark, didn't it?
Hey, boys, we're going to take a break. We've got some ripping young players coming out to talk about Richmond and Hawthorn on Sunday. There they are, playing a bit of bowls out there. We've got Jack Graham from Richmond, Ryan Burton from Hawthorn. Also, a couple of the old stars. Look on there, Dennis Banks from Collingwood. Go on, give Reece one on the way through, mate. David Reece-Jones.
Hit one.
And before we go to the break, have a look at this. Sam Newman doing street talk at Venice Beach, California.
Ooh.
Hello and welcome to America, Sam. Welcome to Venice Beach, here to give you a bit of culture.
You got me behind the muscle man, Shane?
Yep, let's hit the boardwalk and meet some crazies.
Wow. And what is this theme? This is the Egyptian theme.
For ID.
ID.
The police won't mistake you and shoot you 20 times.
Well,
What do you do?
well, I could do this like Papa Me Sailor Man.
Popeye.
But I could do this too.
I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Can you lift your face up? Oh, wow. Your face doesn't move that much, Sam.
You wouldn't believe it. I was strolling down Santa Monica Boulevard and have a look who's here. The absolute POTUS. It's him. It's Donald. And some bloke from Korea here.
Heroin and the Negro. Was any of that in English? What sort of music you into?
Hip-hop.
Jay-Z?
Jay-Z, yeah, Jay-Z's very old school and new school. Yeah, I
and
like it.
Kanye West?
Kanye, no.
No, they're the
just
only
Jay-Z.
two I know.
Yeah. Kanye
Sinatra,
was
got any
just good.
Sinatra or Crosby on there?
Excuse me?
I can smell a little bit of weed. Where's that coming from?
I don't know where it's coming from. I'm trying to find out. If you can get a bag of it, send us over to us, will you?
Well, I'm trying to find it too.
How are you?
How'd you go? All right? Are we on? Oh, no, you haven't, have you? Is it migraine?
What a day. Migraine. Bloke said they're azalea buds. They're going to go home and plant them.
Now, Sam, this is the famous Muscle
Venice
Beach
Beach,
here.
Muscle Beach.
California. This is where I come and I work out.
Yeah.
But I want to introduce you to a friend of mine, Ike. That's Ike. Ike, how you doing up there? Come and meet Sam. Sam's very, very fit for his age.
No.
Have a guess how old do you think he
Look
is?
at this guy. He makes me want to put a shirt on, man.
6'9" and 270.
Oh, there we go.
This is Ike. It's extraordinary, isn't it? 6'9" and 270.
Oh. Hey, all right, Ike, on
Ike.
fire.
Now, anything you know about Australia? Anything?
Anything?
First thing that pops into your head.
Tim Tams. I love Tim Tams.
Tim Tams.
Tim Tam.
Tim Tams.
Wow. Now, Ike, this is extraordinary. How did you get yourself like this? Cheer up.
Just daily training, man.
Yeah.
The right food, man. Yeah, just picking up a lot of chicks.
Strong pick. That's a strong
What
pick.
you-
Look at that. Feel that.
What did you say?
It's not too bad, huh?
Did you say picking up a lot of chicks?
Yeah, picking up a lot of chicks, man. That's the main
Literally.
exercise.
Yeah, that's
Literally.
right. Yeah.
Above your head. That's how you do the squats. Yeah.
Yes,
You
yes,
do the
yes,
squats.
He's not as light as you think he is. Ike, this is extraordinary, Ike. Go on.
Yes!
Go on, I'll get you up there a bit higher. That's it. Right, well done. Ike, that's extraordinary. God,
Yes!
Again.
All right, oh, you're a legend.
Ike, you're like a fat little gerbil. Oh, do I hang on?
You don't know.
Do I hang on to you or not? I don't want to.
Who else are you going to hang on to?
Well, I don't want him to think I'm...
Ready, are you ready?
Right, I'm ready.
There we go.
Oh,
That's how you do it. It was the last we saw of Sam.
Welcome back to the Footy Show. How about this? Two young boys from North Adelaide Football Club. They get picked up by two of the biggest teams in the competition. Jack Graham comes across and plays for the Tigers and plays in a premiership in his 5th game of football. Ryan Burton comes across and joins the Hawthorn Football Club. Jack Graham has played 7 games. His average crowd at the moment is 76,073. He's played in front of a total of 532,000 people. And his mate turns up in his first 2 games for the Hawks was 90,000 against Collingwood, 92,000 in a final against Geelong. They're living the dream and they're on the Footy Show. Welcome the two boys, Jack Graham and Ryan Burton. Go on, we'll sit down. There we go. Go on, boys. Come and sit down.
Have a seat, boys.
That is a very nice shirt, isn't it?
Oh, very nice shirt, Rhino, but... Oh, Jack, now can you believe that? As Ed said, your 5th game, you come over here, you've got some injuries, and then in your 5th game, you're playing in a grand final. You're the youngest kid on the ground, and you play an unbelievable game, kick 3 goals, and then you tag Rory Sloane.
Yeah, no, it's still pretty crazy, really, to think the start of the year with some setbacks, but I always knew if I could get back out fit playing, my best footy was in front of me, so yeah.
Take us through these moments. This is just wonderful stuff.
Look at this one. Jack, what do you think?
Yeah, you turned it on, mate, in this grand final. But I just want to know, I've heard it on good authority, that what did you eat the night before the grand final and you've turned it on?
Yeah, I just stayed pretty relaxed and I just, had a palmy with a couple of Cokes.
A chicken parm already and a couple of Cokes.
Oh, what about that?
And it's very hard to fault this man. He's Mr. Perfect, very much in the mould of your Trent Cotchin type. Hard to pull any strings on him, but you've got one flaw, mate. Show us how you eat a pie. I've got a pie here. Show me how you would eat this pie if you were to eat it.
Yeah, well, it's a funny story, but for starters, you got the wrong chips. You need salt and vinegar chips. But yeah, you cut the top off as it's done.
Move the chips out of the way so we can see what's going on.
There we go.
So what do you say? Take the top off the pie.
Yeah, then you salt and vinegar chips.
And
Bit of sauce. And
back on.
you mung into it.
Mothers all over Australia just going, oh, no.
Little Johnny's watching.
Yeah, they're telling their kid.
And you mung into it. Hey, what about yourself, Rhino? You're flying too, mate. As Ed said, a great club in Hawthorn, and you're second in the Rising Star last year. A really good year for yourself.
Yeah, it was pleasing to have a consistent year. Obviously, got a couple of games towards the end of my first year after a little bit of an injury setback, but just to play some consistent footy. Obviously, a bit disappointed we didn't make finals.
Now, the Hawks boys say that you lack confidence. Probably the most confident player they've ever seen walk into the rooms.
No, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, a little bit of confidence, but not too much.
I'm not sure I can buy into this, dude. Just because he's a good-looking fella, everyone automatically assumes that he should...
Oh, are you saying you're good-looking?
No, I'm just saying that, it could be said that he's got a, beautiful moustache, thick head of hair, nice teeth.
It's not how you look, it's what's inside.
That's right.
Alex.
And Rhino, you must get a lot of people that want photos of you, come up and ask for photos?
Nah, not too many. Maybe a couple in Adelaide, but no, none here.
In Adelaide, of course. This is you with your family. Oh, no!
You got the port scarf on.
Well, yeah, you barrack for Port Adelaide.
Yeah, as a kid, I grew up barracking for Port Adelaide. There's a photo of the family, so a few rivalries at home, but with Dad working for the Crows, but yeah, I was a Port man.
And your girlfriend is the daughter of former Collingwood and North Melbourne star Bruce Abernethy, is that right?
Yeah, so she grew up with football, which is pleasing, and obviously she was a Port fan too, so we had a little bit in common.
So what about the two of you? Tell us about your relationship as players back at North Adelaide.
Yeah, obviously, well, Ryan's obviously a year older than me, but yeah, we played together for maybe 3 years, the 15s, 16s and 18s, and yeah, had a good relationship through there, and yeah, obviously we'd got the same manager, so I've kind of looked up to him, and yeah, just...
Do you muck around, do you play golf or do anything together, boys? Or?
We try. He's a keen golfer. He played 36 holes, he said today. And
36 holes, whereabouts?
Yeah, I played down at the National with Jack Rewald and Nathan Broad. So.
Who got the money?
Yeah, Rewald.
Yeah, he's a good golfer.
He picks his prey, gets the young kids, very smart. Now, you were touted as a #1 draft pick, broke your leg, riser. So how did that feel when you broke your leg and you slipped from probably #1 all the way down to the draft? Did you think, oh my God, I'm not going to get drafted? Because it was a pretty severe break, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a pretty nasty break. Some people called it a car crash, which I don't like thinking about it too much, but obviously I didn't really
Sorry, I brought it up.
I didn't buy into the #1 stuff. I really just wanted to get picked up anywhere, and obviously once I broke my leg, I've had a few doubts along the way, but...
And Ryan, those doubts where the doctor said you'd never play again, is that right?
Yeah, that's not easy news to hear, but...
And how old are you at that stage?
17.
Okay, so you're 17, and how did it happen?
So I went up for a mark, and I just sort of got pushed a little bit, and yeah, come down and hyperextended my leg, and snapped it.
So in that period, as a 17-year-old, when everyone's waiting to get drafted, what did you do to get yourself right and keep yourself mentally focused?
I had a few weeks in hospital, and then after that it just took another 8 weeks to get walking without crutches, so I didn't do a whole lot. I got in the pool a fair bit with Dad after work, and once I could start walking, getting in the gym, I was there for hours on end.
And when the famous Hawthorn Football Club called your name out, what did that mean to you?
Yeah, it was a pretty surreal feeling for me and my family. I didn't know what was going to happen on draft night. I only got a call up the day before to go to the draft, so pretty exciting.
Great stuff. Billy, let's get into the game right now.
Big game.
Let's have a look. This is a beauty on Sunday. Calling this game on Fox Footy. I cannot wait to get involved in this.
These are the squads here. Another innings for Richmond. Gloucester, Prestia, Higgins, Menadue, Lloyd, Scholl and Garthwaite. So these are the squads here. A lot in, of course. Out, Josh Caddy. Out for that suspension, and Bolton and Ellis have been dropped, which surprises me a bit because Bolton's been really good.
Yeah, he does bring a lot of heat, but as we see here from this footage, Tom Mitchell is one of the hardest players to stop in and around a stoppage. So stoppages and marking contests are where you can really show off your physicality and body strength. So
now it's a ruck work there. It's a ruck work. Have a look at the ruck work of big boy McAvoy. He was unbelievable in this game, and this man here, you might have to go to him, Jackie boy. Would you go to Tom Mitchell? Put your hand up.
Yeah, definitely if it's there, but we'll wait and see. We've got our review tomorrow, so...
right.
A couple of palmers.
Yes, he is going to be tagging Mitchell on Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll still, yeah, if it's there, I'll take it, but I'll do whatever.
But I suppose, look, you only, as we said, 7 games into your career, but when you've had final series and things, nothing must phase you now. Do you just feel that confident going out with teammates like Alex and the guys you've mentioned who are out there, Richmond Premiership side, you just go and say, right, let's go, let's play footy?
Yeah, definitely. I think we're all hungry for that success again. And yeah, when you go out on the field with your teammates, you just enjoy that. And yeah, we're really looking forward to this weekend's clash.
Now, Rancy, you've been on the record to say that the young fella maybe captain material.
Ooh. He is a very professional young man, but he's still very young, so I don't want to put too much pressure on him. Obviously, the calm and the cool that he showed in those the final series obviously has that mature mentality coming in. I know I'm probably embarrassing you now, mate, but the pressure that he puts on and his willingness to just do a role that's asked for him, I think really exudes leadership, and he's got a very bright future ahead of him.
Just got to stay out of the KFC drive-through.
Exactly, mate, yeah. Is that right? You're a bit of a KFC boy?
Oh, I didn't mind it, but I know. I've got a
Hey, Jack and Ryan, 2 wonderful young men playing AFL football. You're a credit to your old side, North Adelaide. You're a credit to Hawthorn and Richmond, respectively, and your families. Thanks for coming onto the show tonight. Have a great game on Sunday. Great stuff. Jack Graham, Ryan Burton. And as we go to the break, it's not just Jack who enjoys a pie.
Enter. I got your pre-show snack. Thank you, fat bastard. Would you say there's 1 million calories there? Mini-me. Not eating, fat bastard? Not yet. Get in my belly. Get in my belly. Get in my belly.
Welcome back to the Footy Show. Special thank you to Tradie Undies, guaranteed to be made tradie tough. They are absolute rippies. Thanks very much everyone at Tradies Undies. And thanks to KFC for making this footy season finger looking good. And as you could hear before, the boys love going through the KFC drive-through before a big game. And Billy's got the drive-through going.
Get in my belly.
I wouldn't want to see in the Tradie Undies after you fixed up the old... the big barrel here, mate.
Yes, you would.
Speaking of which, Almost Footy Legends are sponsored by KFC as well.
They are indeed. And have a look at this. This is the best prize in the business.
Thanks to KFC, our weekly Almost Footy Legends winner takes home $500 cash, while our runners-up pocket $250 each. Our major prize winner at the end of the season receives $35,000, plus a year's supply of KFC. How's that for making your footy season finger-licking good? Nice work, KFC.
In the business, send your entries. Almost Footy Legends, 2PO Box 9, Melbourne, Victoria, 3001. Or go to 9now.com.au/AFL Footy Show to upload your video.
How much first prize?
$35,000 cash and a year's supply of KFC.
Unbelievable. And everybody, of course, videoing the junior games these days. Most of the football competition's getting underway in the next couple of weeks.
Oh.
So make sure you send through your Almost Footy Legends right here to the Footy Show.
A year's supply of KFC. Oh.
Yes.
That's good.
It depends who wins it, I suppose. It's good or not.
I heard there was a little asterisk in that. You get a year's supply of KFC or a heart attack, whatever comes first. So.
No, you don't.
That's a bit dark. That's a bit dark.
Now, Rancy.
Rancy, what are you talking about there, mate? What are you talking about?
Oh, sorry, I've got to look after the sponsors.
Do you want to get paid?
What's that?
For tonight? You want to get paid for tonight?
Yeah.
Take that back.
Yeah, I'd take that back.
Yes.
Hey, everything in moderation. Before we move on to some special guests, I've got some texts coming through, literally on my phone, asking you about your rings.
Yes, my
So,
ring.
is there any significance to the rings? People are saying they look fantastic on air, but you've got a touch of the Liberace about you. What's going on?
Is it a premiership ring?
No, this one's quite significant. That's my wedding ring.
Yeah.
So
It's a massive.
So give us a look at it, right? We used to call them knuckle dusters in
There you
Broad Meadows.
So,
Look at those
that's
hands.
just a...
And the design there, just hold it up for us, mate. It's a beautiful design. What is it?
So,
Take
trying
us
to go
through
on that
What
one.
is it?
There's just a little bit of razzle-dazzle in the middle there, a few cracks. It's, I don't know.
Is that the wedding ring?
That's the wedding
You don't
ring.
want any cracks in the wedding ring.
So, no, we're still going strong, Georgia and I, 6 years. So, you know. And this one's just a Los Angeles tram token. So it's a reminder of a really good holiday that I had.
Good on you, mate. Good
What
stuff.
about your ring?
I've got Alex on mine.
You love Alex, don't you?
I've got Alex. Oh,
Alex Reeves.
man,
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a good...
Yeah, just hold it up. Give us a look at it. Can I get a tight shot there? There we go. Eventually, a tight shot. Thank you. There we go. Turn around.
Yeah. Alex. Is that off?
Yeah, I'll have to put ×2 on that.
You're actually remarrying.
Yes,
your
I'm
ex-wife.
remarrying my ex-wife, who is now my fiancée, and I'm off to Bali in 2 weeks for my bucks, which will be amazing.
Is that right?
Yes.
We are.
So, yep, you got to register at fox.com.au and you get to come across.
I thought you came away from the jungle, mate, but anyway, it's going to be pretty big there. Hey, we mentioned before Almost Footy Legends. Local footy is sensational. And tonight we've got members of the Bonnie Doon Bombers who are with us today. Good on you guys. Welcome to the show. You can't accuse the Footy Show of jumping on the bandwagon because last week playing against Benellis kicked 54-18, 342 to Bonnie Doon, 0-0-0. As they say in Bonnie Doon, they love the serenity. Unfortunately, it was all in their forward line for the game. Nothing happening there at all. And joining us, we've got Paul Diamond and Sean Campitelli. Go, guys, how are you?
Good, mate. Yourself?
What's going on at Bonnie Doon?
Yeah, look, the scoreline wasn't ideal. Would rather be on the other side, but you know.
The other side
sometimes
is in the other side of the team.
No, the other side of the fence. Yeah. So yeah, it was a tough day at the office, so to speak. Fev, there's an open invitation for you to come down and play if you would like.
Yes, I'll be happy to come down because I won't have to do anything because the ball won't go down there.
And what's happened? What's happened? You've lost some players, haven't you?
Yeah,
You've lost a lot of players.
Forked out 24 clearances
wow.
over the
off-season.
Off-season, yep. And we've cleared 18 players under the age of 18, so half of which were playing on the weekend, so very amateur side, and it was very tough to go up against an AFL like
we're going to stick with you guys. We're going to support you, okay?
I'll go down and play. I'll go down. I can't play the first 3 weeks because I'm suspended, but after that, I'll come down and I'll have a kick.
I'll tell you what we'll do here. We've got some players. They're already in the car and they're heading up to Bonnie Doon. Have a look at this. Some new players for you.
Yahweh.
Here they come. Good night.
We'll take it.
As is always the case in footy and netball these days, it's the girls, though, are picking up the slack. We've got Steph and Nat at the back there. The netball team killed them, though?
We played well. Yes.
How'd you go on the weekend?
We had 4 wins out of 5. So
4 out of 5.
Well done to the girls.
All right, guys, let's move on to the next game. And this is a beauty. There are absolute belters all through round 3. Western Bulldogs versus Essendon is a massive game of footy coming up.
There it is. Yeah, it's a huge game here, Eddie. Jake Stringer is an interesting one. He played well in the first. Probably the first week, had 16 disposals. We all know he's great in the air, but he's an All-Australian forward. As you can see on the lead there, All-Australian forward, he needs to play forward. If you've got an All-Australian half forward, you play him in the forward. He's not a midfielder, Bill.
Fair enough.
Get him in the midfield. Last week, he wasn't that good. He's a new player to a club, and knowing as a forward, and Rancy would probably know this as well, when you're a forward, you play, you kick a goal, you're up and about, you play with excitement, you need that first bit of goal, and he brings the crowd in.
He certainly does bring that flair and ability to change your game up forward, but I actually don't mind this move of bringing a little bit of speed and explosivity into that midfield there.
How's he going to go against his old team? That is the question, because I dare say there'll be a bit of verbal going on out there, and they'll be into him.
Yeah, I reckon there will, Bill. I reckon he left the Western Bulldogs under circumstances that no one really knows.
Well, he had a blue with the coach and stormed out. Damien Barrett told us about that. We've got more on the Bulldogs from Damien in a moment. So what happens in that situation? What was it like for you going back to Carlton the first time?
From Carlton to Brisbane, it was actually my first game I played at the Gabba. I played against Carlton, and it was just such a surreal feel. I played my last game for Carlton at the Gabba against Brisbane in a final, and then played my first game on the opposite side, and we won, which was good. But then I don't think I've ever said this publicly, but when we played Carlton at Etihad Stadium about round 14, I had sore groins, so I didn't go back.
Oh.
I just had a week off.
Just didn't want to play?
No, I didn't, no.
So you actually said, I don't...
I had sore groins, but I was just like, well, I just don't want to play.
You're okay to play, but you didn't...
I was probably 60%.
But so what
I was getting injections after about round 5. I was getting 4 injections each side of my groins, and I was getting them at half time. So I was getting 8 jabs per game. And I was probably on crutches for the first 3 days of the week on crutches, and then I probably didn't really train too much, and just the flight and stuff. So I didn't play, which I was, thank God I didn't play, because I didn't want to face the Blue supporters. And then I ended up tearing it 2 weeks later and never played another game of AFL footy. Tore it off the bone. Yeah, sad.
Oh, mate,
how did you get through the Pigeons games? If you're getting 8 jabs to play
the
AFL,
Pigeons games,
how are you getting through?
I don't move. I sit in the goal square. You don't have to run local footy, mate. You'll enjoy that when you retire.
Hey, in all seriousness, that must have been heartbreaking for you, though, at that stage.
Yeah, it was, because obviously I went over there on a big contract, and Vossi and that showed the faith in me. And I went over there, and I think I was leading the Coleman after round 4, on top of ladder, undefeated. Brownie was coming second in the Coleman, and we went up to Sydney and played Sydney SCG, and then we both did the same injury. And then I think we had a week off. We had like a bye. We went to Adelaide and went to see Sorter, who is down now at North Melbourne. Doctor, we spent a week with him, which was well publicised. And then we both played with jabs, and then ended up tearing my whole groin off the bone, and they didn't actually, the physios didn't know what the injury was, and they had to get a guy over from America, because it's very common in NFL with the linebackers, because they squat all the time, so they ripped it off, and then it went pair and never played another game. That was my last game of footy.
All right, mate, thank you for the insight into that. Brendan Favola, everyone. Been so nice to watch. Go on, mate. All right. It's going to be a great game. The Doggies have lost 5 in a row now, the last 3 last year and 2 this year. Of course, winning the premiership back in 2016. Essendon have got their own issues after being beaten by Fremantle last week. Damien Barrett joins us tonight. Damien, you've been doing a little bit of investigation just around what's going on at the Bulldogs. What have you got for
there
us?
is a lot, and those last 2 losses have come at a combined total of 133 points. We can tell you tonight that the communication channels internally have broken down across many levels. Initially, those issues with communication were restricted to the off-field part of the club, several key departures over a number of years. It has now stretched into the playing group. There are sections of the playing group that are now not embracing of everything about each other and the club, and it is something the club is aware of. It has acted upon certain aspects of it and will continue to do so. They are trying to rectify this before it gets out of hand totally, and it is in stark contrast to what that club was all about in 2016.
Guys, you've played in successful sides and struggling sides and successful sides and struggling sides at various stages. Can that happen in a tight-knit group? Suddenly it fractures?
Yeah, I think it can, Ed. I played in a really successful part when I first got to the footy club in '99. We played in a grand final, then a prelim, and then I played in a team that was obviously finishing down the bottom. And there's rumours coming out of the Doggies that certain players aren't kicking to certain players, they're ignoring them on the ground. That's what's coming out, and I reckon that was sort of happening back in our day. You just kick it to your mates because you're getting beat, so you try to get your mate up because you don't want him not to play. And I reckon that's what the rumours have been going around in the Bulldogs, that this is happening.
Surely that doesn't
true,
happen.
Damo?
Surely that doesn't happen at a club.
Look, Bill, there are issues that have been raised internally, and again, I just want to stress, they are rectifying or attempting to rectify it. I mean, Fev has referred to rumours.
Yeah.
We can absolutely say there are breakdowns in communication with some players. And
What
the other
about
issue
Josh Shackey?
It's a good point, Bill. The impact that he's going to have, there is still doubt over the impact he will have. We know, number 2 draft pick overall 2015. This is Josh Shackey today. He has come to the club in the off-season, had no impact in the 2 JLT games he had, is now suffering a calf injury. Brisbane Lions could not get him off their books quick enough when the trade period came. We know he got to the Bulldogs in the final minutes of trade period.
He did.
Richmond had spoken to him, at least one other club had spoken to him. Both Richmond and that other club had decided to not go down the path of recruiting him within minutes of completing those meetings with him. They had the same doubts that Brisbane Lions had about him. Was he committed totally to being the best player he could? That's how he ended up at the Bulldogs. Even that issue too, Fair, just before I get your views on that, it actually illustrates some of the problems of the Bulldogs, the communication issues that Luke Beveridge, the coach, had. Now, he made the decision as much as anyone. Jason McCartney and Simon Dalrymple, 2 people crucial to getting that premiership list together. They did not like that decision. It's part of the reasoning behind them leaving, a part of the reason. And in Dalrymple's case, he also was shut out totally of the pre-season draft where Billy Gowers was taken by the club and the person who put the list together not allowed to have any say in that pre-season draft.
So it's fair to say that Bevo's picked this guy, Shackey, and it's fair to say he doesn't want to play. He does not want to play football without speaking to him.
Well, it's a bit harder if you haven't spoken to him.
But he's done it at Brisbane.
Everyone's having a big guess here. I mean, it's like anything. When things start, you lose a couple of games, everyone piles on.
Yeah.
I mean, are we saying there's been some issues that can be resolved, or are you saying that there's a bit of work to be done?
Brisbane Lions certainly felt that he lost the desire to play footy. Richmond, I believe, felt that in the meeting they had with him, and the other club I've spoken to also had a very similar take out of that meeting with him.
Good stuff. All right, mate. That's a lot of big stories there. We'll come back with a little bit more. We're going to take a break and come back on the Footy Show. Damien Barrett is with us tonight, mate. Great stuff. Big story there, Damien. So just before you go, what's the steps of being resolved? You've been talking to people, people like Peter Gordon, who's the president of the football club, is on top of things. He's one of the smartest and best operators in football, in the legal world. I mean, these things, they do happen at football clubs. How quickly can they turn it around, do you think?
Who knows? Game on the weekend, as Adelaide proved last week, that camp that they had all the problems with by way of public narrative went away on the back of beating Richmond. They'd be hoping the same thing.
They don't have to win. They've just got to show some fight, don't they?
Yeah.
They really do. Just
That's it. And Alex, you were at a club that everyone was saying was, you know, useless. Sack the coach, sack the president, sack the board, sack everybody. No one could do anything. They're all lunatics down there. And next minute, everything comes together.
I think this is one of those cases where when rumours get reported on rumours, it can tend to be beat up to be something larger than what it is. And I'm not debunking any of the hard reporting that you've done towards this, but I think when you're talking about inner sanctum things, it's always the person who's potentially not feeling the vibe, the marbo, if you will.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are probably going to be saying the whispers. So it might be the small making the waves for the many.
I know Mick Moldhouse used to say the 22nd bloke selected reckons you're a genius, and the 23rd bloke reckons you're a mug.
Yeah.
So that's what it's like in footy. Just quickly, your mail, that's coming from within the Bulldogs, is it? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. Damien, thanks very much. Hard story to come on and talk about, but as always, fearless with your reporting. Damien Barrett, everybody. Great stuff. All right, we're going to take a break, come back. It's all happening in America, and lots more to come on the Footy Show right after this.
Still to come on the Footy Show, two former tough guys reunite. We cross live to Augusta with Sam and John Daly. And Croft and Sam let loose on the streets of LA. All that and more coming up on the Footy Show.
Hello, y'all at the Footy Show. You'll be happy to know there's a Hooters here in Augusta. And before I go in and have a milkshake, there is a magnificent RV mobile home here. I'm going to wander over and find out who owns it. Okay, here goes.
Hello, Sam.
Holy Toledo, it's Long John Daly. How are you, my
What's up,
friend?
buddy? Come on in, take your shoes off.
Take my shoes off.
Come on in.
How exciting this is.
Come on up, Sammy. Show you
Wow,
around.
look at this thing. Can you drive it?
Drive it everywhere.
You don't?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Lounge, bar, kitchen,
Oh, yeah.
bedroom, the old workbench down the back there. Well, I'm pretty excited to be here. Should I be excited?
Congratulations.
Yeah, no.
That's awesome. First time?
First time. So what are your memories of playing here the first time, John?
Well, that was 92.
Were you excited?
I was very excited.
And remind us, how did you go? What was your first round like?
I think I finished 17th, and I was very happy about that, my first time here.
Now, you didn't discard any clubs into Grays Creek, did you, or anything?
Not that I know of.
No.
No, I don't
You
think so.
Finished with the full set in the bag?
I think I've actually been a gentleman at this place.
Yeah.
I finished third, I think, once, had a couple top tens. I had my chances.
Well, I was lucky enough to play with you in Australia. When are we going to see you there again?
Hopefully soon. I love it down there. You
Yeah.
know, I just wish my golf game would have been a little better. I mean, it's probably one of the prettiest countries I've ever seen in my life, and the people are just awesome, and the women, oh, the women are so beautiful.
Well, we love you over there, men and women. We're gender neutral in Australia, so everyone loves you there.
Oh, I love y'all. I tell you what, I love it down
y'all.
there. That's right.
Great stuff. Sam Newman in the Winnebago with Long John Daly. Let's cross now live to Augusta, Georgia in the United States, where we find our very own Sam Newman's there. G'day, Sam.
Well, hello, y'all, from Augusta. It's fantastic here. We met John, of course. John is selling memorabilia hand over fist outside his mobile home. And in fact, last year, Corey McKernan tells me that he finished the equivalent of fifth if he'd played in the Masters, because I think he sold $300,000 worth of merchandise, because that's what fifth place getter gets in the Masters.
Unbelievable. Hey, mate, now tell me, we read in the Herald Sun Confidential earlier in the week that you walked into, what was it, a stair and knocked yourself out.
Well, I walked into a low-hanging stair banister, which I've had a very, very strong word to the management of the Ramada. I said, you've only got to either put in people who are under 5'10" into this room, or put some padding around the stairwell, because I did walk into it, and if Harvey Silver hadn't been with me, he had to hold me up, but mate, here I am. And it's going beautifully, don't worry about that.
Now, Sam, it's Rancy here, mate. You got a great reception when you were over there. There was a party thrown for you. Fev, did you have something to do with this?
Yeah, no, I was invited, but I had the family, so I didn't go out. I was a good boy.
Oh. Unbelievable scenes
we
here, Sam.
went up to had a nice reception. Nice reception up at in Los Angeles. In fact, someone said, where did you stay? I said at Los Angeles. He said, you never call it Los Angeles, it's just LA. So we were in LA and had a very nice party thrown for me there. This is after we'd been to the Lakers, the basketball game, and if the last thing you ever do before you leave this planet is don't go to the basketball, it's probably the most boring thing you can do, but it was a great experience. No, turn it up, Fev. You seem to be captivated by the basketball. It goes backwards and forwards, and in the end you get giddy watching it, and then you leave.
There's nothing wrong with the basketball, Sam. It's a great atmosphere, and some of the best players in the world playing there, Sam.
Yes, that's right, and because they're so good, it becomes boring.
Now, Sam, we just saw before you had dinner at Curtis Stone's magnificent restaurant there, and great to see Curtis, one of the great chefs whose restaurants, Maud, I think, is in the top 3 or 4 ranked in the whole of America and in Los Angeles at the moment. But then the second shot we had, and we might put the picture back up right now, is a shot with you with Gary Player, and I understand that you went to his 40th anniversary Masters Championship banquet. I know how much you love Gary Player, the man who said, the harder I practice, the luckier I get. Tell me what it was like to meet one of your heroes.
Well, I didn't realise I was going there. Corey McKernan from Element Entertainment, who set it up for me. We went there and Gary walked in and we thought, well, we'll dip a toe in the water. We may as well have him come all this way if we're not going to ask him. So I said, would you mind if we just did a small interview on the camera phone, on Corey's camera phone with us? And he was fantastic. He told us all about his experience at the Masters, and I think it'd be fair to say Gary's on fairly good terms with himself, but I suppose when you've won 9 majors, you can be. But it was a great experience, and it was a great thrill and a tremendous surprise.
Well done, Foss. Billy here, mate. I'm in your chair and very comfortable too, but let's talk some golf. What about the par 3 competition and Jack Nicklaus's grandson, 15-year-old Gary, and what he did? Let's have a look at this here. Run us through it. Oh, you wouldn't have the vision. This is his 15-year-old grandson.
Well, that really set the stage for a great Masters weekend because Jack, well known, said that it was the most inspiring and greatest thrill he's ever had. And besides the 7 majors he won here, it's been the greatest thrill that he's ever had. Has he won 7? I'm not sure about that. Maybe he's won 6. But there was 3 hole-in-ones. A man called Fratelli from South Africa, and of course Tony Finau, who rolled his ankle. I know exactly what he's feeling because I rolled mine 7 times when I played football. But it was a great start to the tournament over here, and everyone is abuzz about it.
And just watch this, because that's Tony Finau. He puts it in. Now watch this. Watch his ankle as he runs down. Now celebrating, happy. There's his wife. His kids are there. Watch his ankle.
And he slaps it back in.
Watch this. Watch this.
We got vision of it here, Foss, where he dislocated his ankle. He's put it back in. He just whacks it back in. Is he actually playing in the? Is he playing in the tournament?
Well, I would be surprised if he is playing. It'd be a tragedy for him because this is his first appearance at the Masters. But having experienced that myself in football, you'd be pretty hard-pressed to strap that up and take some painkillers no matter what you did to be playing today. But I suppose the adrenaline will take over, and I'd be surprised if he wasn't there, to be honest.
Well, mate, let's get into your tip for the US Masters. You're going to be over there reporting for Channel 9. We'll have you on the Footy Show next week. As we said, you're going down to Sawgrass to play some golf tomorrow yourself. But who wins this? It's going to be a beauty. Tiger Woods is on the 4th line of betting. Phil Mickelson's been playing some good golf, hoping to beat Jack Nicklaus as the oldest player ever to win the Masters. Jack doing it as a 46-year-old, 47 years of age now, Mickelson. But who wins, mate? Rory McIlroy's in good form. Spieth is always there. He's the favourite. Who do you pick?
Well, I was just coming here. This is Corey McKernan from Element Entertainment. We were chatting about this, and he knows more about it than me. But I reckon my tip was Justin Thomas. Just a bit of a smoky. I think he's 15-1. And of course, the Australian Corey would be Jason Day. Do you concur with those thoughts?
Yeah, I really do like Jason Day. I've been talking to his manager, Bud Martin, and he said Jason's in a really good space. So hopefully for all the Aussies out there, get on Jason Day.
Well, there you go. You got $31, boys, there on Sportsbet.
Now, Ed.
Yes, Sam.
Just before we go, it's morning here. It's Thursday night over where you are, so you could tell us who is leading in the clubhouse as we speak.
I need to find out. Exactly. Now you've got me confused, Sam. Hey, mate, I'll tell you what you can do, though, is you can see it here on Channel 9. And the coverage starts on 9gem and 9 now. The Masters live right here on Channel 9. So 9 now. 3 extra broadcast streams, by the way, where you can choose from. Amen Corner, you can go to holes 11, 12 and 13, watch them exclusively. Holes 15 and 16, the leader group, and the Masters on the range, where you can see everybody warming up and warming down and doing everything else. All those extra broadcasts on 9 now. It is going to be sensational. You can watch it on your mobile, your desktop, or the online devices. The Masters on Channel 9. Sam and Corey, good on you, mate. Thank you very much. We'll catch you a little bit more of your shenanigans later on in the show. Have a great time over there. I know it's a bucket list for you. Have a great time and stay safe. We'll see you next week on The Footy Show, buddy. There you go. Corey McKernan, Sam Newman, all the action on 9. As we go to the break, we've got some special guests. Have a look who's here tonight. We're going to go to 2 of the old stars of Carlton and Collingwood, David Rhys-Jones and Dennis Banks.
Gill waiting from behind. Oh, and he stops one in the face. Look off on that. Have a look at this, a little bit of a ruckus. Now for work to get clear. This could be a real Donny problem they keep this up. Not we have an old now out here. Moore flies home, looking out in Prince in the rush. In the back, the tackle to the high, wait for years once again. Trying to get clear, stuck his fist right on the right side of that Brian. Garden, another free kick. Towards Tisseleka. Oh, he's dropped the sitter, David Reed. Oh, he's got one. He got it. Oh, Banksy, there comes the notebook. Oh, they're starting already, Kernahan and Kelly. It's very nasty here. Dynak's down. Favolla's out. Dynak's on the bottom of it. Every umpire around this skirmish.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what it is, boys. There's something just gets you going.
I don't know how many times I got fined playing Collingwood. My God. No wonder I went bankrupt. Jesus.
No, it wasn't that.
Oh, yeah. It's Carlton and Collingwood tomorrow night at the MCG. And joining us tonight, a couple of the boys who actually made this rivalry really tick, and that is one of the great players of all time, the 1987 Norm Smith medalist in David Rhys-Jones, and one of the great Collingwood players, Mark of the Year, all-star Collingwood man, and Dennis Banks are with us tonight. Go, boys. Now, Banksy, we saw you give Reece a bit of a clip there, one of the all-time great ones.
Bit of a clip.
But it was retaliatory, wasn't it? Because he did fix you up early, is that right?
Yeah, about a minute prior to that, his elbow split my eye open. So, as it turned out, a minute later, I had an opportunity to tackle him in an unusual way.
Yeah, hey, Banksy.
I didn't hide it well, did I?
No.
I've got it on good authority that you did a little bit of a Swifty over Collingwood. You lowered your age by 3 years, so you couldn't get over 30 because you knew once you get to 30, you're out the door. Is that true?
That's about right, yeah.
You know, Banksy was an expert in it. I went and saw Banksy playing a grand final when I reckon I was in about year 9, and by the time Banksy finished, I was 3 years older than him. It was unbelievable. Which means Banksy played in a grand final when he was in grade 6. Hey, Reece, we saw that one, mate. You dished out plenty along the journey, but can you give us an insight into Carlton and Collingwood?
Oh, look, the rivalry, you know, when I come across from the Swans to Carlton, I mean, they were the games that the players built up for, and, you know, Wayne Johnson especially, he was a master at the big games, and yeah, loved it. So it was just one of those great rivalries that just still exists today, you know, and it's more for the fans. The fans just love it.
and
it probably starts here.
Jezelenko, famous mark in the grand final, the second best 25 ever to play for Carlton. Have a look at him go. Jezelenko, what a great mark, and I think the commentary was brilliant. And he's the commentary. My tooth fell out. These games, when the AFL record comes out, you go straight to Collingwood and you see when you're playing. You usually play about round 2, 3 or 4 because you play twice, and they're the ones you jot in because you know there's going to be 90,000 plus, and you get drummed in as soon as you walk through the doors to hate Collingwood. And it actually is drummed into you. No matter who you barrack for as a kid, you just dislike Collingwood, and I'm pretty sure
and that's what you do, the opposite, don't you?
No, not at all. We don't feel that way.
You would run around going, let's get these mongrels, we've got to get these mongrels. I can just see you doing it.
Banksy, you could talk for us, mate, being a great Collingwood man.
Oh, well, the Carlton boys have had it over us for a long time. What a Collingwood fan wants and an ex-player wants is to play in the grand final. Simon's gone. Nick or Josh Dacos has got the ball and they put it through and we win by a point.
Yeah, sensational. No,
that's what we're waiting for.
As Fev says, mate, there's one thing at Collingwood, one thing at Carlton, the same thing. There's 2 games you've got to win. Carlton at home, Carlton away.
And a true word's never been spoken. Doesn't matter how many games you win for the year. If you win 3 games for the year and you've beat Collingwood twice, it's a good year.
Do you boys still have a bit of a run around or a kick anywhere? Because
have a look at Reece.
I think the Bonnie Doon boys could do with a bit of a looked after. Maybe even throw a few haymakers at half time, even the score a bit.
I think we saw the boys there in action having a blue with each other, but you can genuinely say that these two were not only tough, but 2 of the most skillful players, as I said. A bloke who won a Norm Smith medal, a bloke who took Mark of the Year, 2 ripping players and 2 great blokes of footy. Reece and Banksy, great to have you on the show tonight. So let's get into it now. Let's have a look. It's Carlton and Collingwood at the MCG.
Yes, indeed. Here we go here.
As we said, the Blues have been struggling a little bit. They're 2 and zip, and I look at Jacob Wiedering, #1 draft pick. Looks like he's struggling a little bit. He hasn't got the blokes around him like a Rancy has down at Richmond. He's out there by himself. The ball's in the forward line, the back line a hell of a lot. I think he just needs a spell, Bill. I think he needs a spell in the 2s, get his confidence up. He's a #1 draft pick. Put him down there and hopefully get some confidence and put him back in.
Have a look at this bloke here. Have a look at the tap work. Brodie Grundy, unbelievable. He gives the midfielders the first use. He's been sensational. He probably should have been All-Australian last year. He averages 18 possessions a game, so he gets a lot of the ball himself, but just some of his ruck work is very, very good. And him and Cruiser, that'll be a big, big clash.
You love him, don't you, Ed?
What's that?
He's your boy, isn't he?
I do love him.
Who's better looking? And he's very good looking.
Oh, he's a handsome man. He
does well on.
Mate, he looks like a good-looking Jesus with that beautiful hair.
Good-looking Jesus.
He does. He's just the way he plays.
Jesus doesn't look good to you.
No, he does. I'm just saying, it's just magnificent and the way he looks. I mean, Rancy's got I'm not saying Jesus was bad.
No, yes you are.
He's got a bit of depth to him as well.
He's very
a street artist, loves a bit of photography and things like that too. So there's a little more than meets the eye with Brodie Grundy. I've seen a few discovered pieces on him, so he's very cool. You know.
So you've got the good-looking man over here with the clean-cut looks, and then you've got...
You got Fev.
Oh, you're talking to Rancy.
Yes, indeed. Who wins this game, Billy?
Collingwood on their effort last week. I thought their effort was very, very good. And had a look at Carlton last week. They were dropping chest marks, the handball behind their teammate. It was just basic mistakes.
Carlton the week before, they are a young side. I thought they played really well against Richmond. You played against them. They were right in that game until about 15 minutes in the last quarter.
Yeah, I guess that's what you can see with young teams is some weeks they can do what they did to us, really slick, clean ball movement and put us under the pump, and other weeks maybe just a tiny little bit off. But I see this season as being a really bright one for them.
Yeah, I hope so, and I think they're leaving 2 up to Mark Murphy, Kade Simpson, the old veterans. They need the younger blokes to come in, and Curno's been a big plus for them, but Cruiser back's going to be a bit of a difference, but I just hope we win.
No. Oh, no. And good luck to Taylor Adams playing his 100th game of AFL football. We're going to take a break, come back. We're going to head back to LA shortly and wrap up the rest of the games of round 3 on the Footy Show right after this. Welcome back to the Footy Show. Don't forget Sportsbet. They give us some sponsors of the Footy Show. And as we saw earlier, huge weekend of sport, AFL, NRL, and the the magnificent US Masters on Sportsbet. And the brand new Holden Colorado from the mighty Holden Colorado. What a car it is. Make sure if you can look out for a ripping car. Holden and Colorado, try them out. Boys, let's get straight into the action right now. We're going to have a look at Port Adelaide versus Brisbane. This game Saturday night at the Adelaide Oval. Anyone here from Port Adelaide or Brisbane? There's one person on parole from Port Adelaide over there. There they are. Anyway, Brisbane winless at the Adelaide Oval from 5 matches with an average losing margin of 91 points. It's a new emerging Brisbane Lions, though, this season.
Despite those odds that are being shown there, I think Brisbane will put in a better performance than what was probably expected last year. I think Luke Hodge is worth every cent that they've paid to get him over there, bringing a lot more stability in that back line and playing a real sweeping role to assist their young emerging keys.
And can I just say congratulations to a ripping player, Collingwood Premiership player, and these days the Brisbane Lions captain, Dane Beams, plays his 150th game. Dane Beamsy, well done, mate.
And I reckon Port Adelaide recruiters, Eddie, sitting 2 and zip, their recruits that have come over, Rockcliffe and Watts, they've been super over there, and they'll go 3 and zip.
Yeah, Rockcliffe will be keen to play against his old team, a former Brisbane Lions captain. And for 2 years was trying to get out of Brisbane. He's now found a home at Port Adelaide. Big game coming up. Next game is West Coast versus Geelong. This is a ripping game. When you lose by a point, you can say you're unlucky, and they were. Cats have got the lowest ranked team for inside 50s, only 42 per game, but playing well. And can you just give me a little bit of an insight into what it was like to see those 3 blokes playing in the centre?
Fair dinkum. I blew the top off the desk, Eddie. It was that exciting. It was fantastic to have Dangerfield.
I said an insight into the game, not into your mind, mate.
Mate, it was to have Dangerfield, Selwood and, of course, Ablett. Well done to Chris Scott, who got them all in there. They had 95 possessions between them. We still lost the game, but it was just fantastic. I've never heard a Geelong crowd so loud. It was unbelievable. They take on the West Coast Eagles over there. Very, very good over there. And this man here, Liam Ryan, have a look at him. Here's the excitement machine. Kicked 3 goals. He will nearly take mark of the year. He just loves flying for him. Here he is. Oh, Ryan! It's not like Jezelenko, but anyway. But he is, of course, won the 70-odd goals last year in the waffle over there, and he's a very, very exciting player. He's one to watch. And it's Paddy Dangerfield's 28th birthday today.
Happy birthday.
So happy birthday, Patrick. Good on you, Paddy boy.
Big game going over there for the Cats.
Yeah,
big game. West Coast are going pretty well, and Shannon Hearn, their skipper, he's leading from the front, and Gaff just silky in the midfield. So this is one of the games of the round.
Oh, it is. I mean, every game's a ripper at the moment. Tommy Hawkins needs 2 goals to go level with the great Bill Brownless in the 4th spot in the club's all-time goal kicking. He's kicked, what do you kick, 441, Bill? How many games?
Only 190.
And 439 for Tom. And, of course, a little bit behind Gary Ablett Senior kicked 1,021. But anyway.
And that might not be an easy task for him to get this week because McGovern's super interceptor and Barras has proved to be a really, really good emerging key defender as well.
Doesn't get him too.
Yeah. St Kilda versus Adelaide. Saints were so disappointing on the weekend. The coaches, Alan Richardson, just furious. Beaten by 52 points on Good Friday. It was nothing good about it for St Kilda fans. Adelaide have dominated St Kilda recently. They've won their last 7 matches. However, your old mate Eddie Betts hasn't kicked a goal this season.
I was just going to mention that. Eddie Betts has been goalless, but he's been contributing, and it's not all about the goals. It's about his pressure he puts on. He's going to fill him up. He's going to fill him up this weekend.
But it shows you what a great player Eddie has been over the journey. The last time he hasn't kicked a goal in successive weeks was back in rounds 8 and 9, 2010. I mean, it's a great effort.
I'd get on him for the first goal. He's going to absolutely fill him up. St Kilda's been the real disappointment for me this year so far. There's been a lot of hype around it for the last 2 years. I reckon they're slow. Their foot skills, I don't know what they were doing over the summer. Too worried about going from Seaford to Moorabbin. I don't know whether it was windy down at Seaford, but they just can't hit a target. Their forwards, they can't get the ball kicked to them. And a forward, as I know, you're only as good as your midfield because the midfield's got to kick the ball to you leading, and they just can't do that. And I reckon Adelaide were back to their best last week at Adelaide Oval against the Tigers. I reckon they'll
win.
Go very well on the weekend.
No Crouchers, both Crouchers out. They've been injured. Very, very good players, of course. And they dropped Fogarty, the big Fogarty, but Tom Lynch comes back in. You've got to play Tom Lynch, don't you?
Yeah, well, he nearly cost me chompers, Fogarty. He's the one that I ran into the back of.
Big boy.
Lynch is that really important conduit forward which they use to access Jenkins and Tex.
I don't reckon you're playing this week. There's no point. Don't bring him over. They'll win anyway. Give him another week. No point. Lynch.
Well, he's playing. He's in.
He's in?
Yeah.
No, don't play him. Rest him.
No, he's in. He's playing. All right.
So did you put the chompers into the back of Fogarty's head, or?
Yeah, so I try to spoil, and I lead with my head a little bit. So yeah, bang, straight into the mouth guard. Lucky I did have one in. But yeah, so all kids, if you're playing footy, wear a mouth guard because
Very much
you
so.
only get one set of teeth.
Exactly. That's it.
Two.
No, you
Two
get
sets
two.
of teeth.
Yeah.
You get 2 sets.
There you go.
Or in Fev's case,
three.
you get one every week if
Three
you want it.
every
That's
week.
right. Good stuff. Hey, we're going to take a break. We're going back to Sam in Los Angeles, and we're going to wrap up a big footy show right after this.
Well, it's my first full day in LA, and I'm about to be given a guided tour by the beautiful and talented Nikki Whelan. Hello, Nikki. How are you?
Very well, Sam. Very well.
Now, you've been over from Oz here for a while.
Nearly 12 years.
And killing them.
Well, I don't know about that.
No,
but
I do. I'm telling you, you're killing them. And you've got a bit of a football connection because your dear old granddad won a Brownlow medal in 1939. Marcus Whelan.
It's you. He did indeed.
Yeah.
Yes. So, big Collingwood supporter.
So
All right,
when are
put
we
your
going?
seatbelt on. Let's go.
Seatbelt, right. Come to grips with the great Trump, have you?
Oh, please. We're not talking politics. We're not having one conversation about politics.
Yeah. I've asked a few people that. I just cannot get an affirmative answer, but...
I bet you can't.
Fantastic.
So, Sam, I've brought you to the famous Rodeo Drive.
This is where the rich and famous come to show off their toys, isn't it? The old automobiles. Now, here's a man trying to creep through life unnoticed. This is a roller convertible. Mr. Bijon obviously owns it because it's got his number plate on it.
How much does he reckon this car's worth?
Maybe 750.
That's crazy. Well, let's go to Vera Wang instead and you can buy me something.
Yeah, that's the Lamborghini making that noise.
Goodness me.
Yeah,
How embarrassing. I'm sorry, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, no, that's wankers.
That is embarrassing.
I'm
That's
not
a lot
sure
of
to
noise.
say if that's a generic term for America, but they are dead set wankers.
So, Sam, Hollywood Boulevard. Yeah?
The Bee Gees.
Love the Bee Gees.
How fantastic.
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker. He's the man with the dodgy eye.
Hey,
Holy Toledo! You stupid boy, what are you doing?
End up here. One thing you probably didn't realise, he actually thinks he's Harrison Ford.
I
and I
do
knew you would
not
end up
think
here.
I'm that. You don't start that because people think I'm a
Harrison Ford is here. Here's Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford's here to sign some autographs. Come and get your photo with Harrison Ford.
Shut up.
Harrison Ford, there you go. Say Harrison. Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is here. Come and meet Harrison Ford.
That's enough. Well,
Any more with Harrison?
Sam, come and say hi.
I tell you what, I'll do anything for us, but not that.
Just touch it.
I'm not touching it. See if you can get its mouth over her head. I'll have you arrested. This is security here. Could you...
God damn it.
Damn, well done, ma'am. Thanks, fantastic, and this has been great. Why don't you get me out of here before another snake appears in the footpath?
Got to see Nikki Whelan, the granddaughter of the great Marcus Whelan, the 1939 Brownlow medalist. And, of course, thanks to Alan Johnson, former North Melbourne Vice President, Alan Johnson, who put the boys up at the Ramada West Hollywood, the hotel and suites there at 8585 Santa Monica Boulevard, if you don't mind. That's where Sam's been putting his head on the pillow. The Ramada Plaza, West Hollywood, fantastic stuff. Thank you again to our great friend, Alan Johnson. Give Alan a big round of applause. Come on, Al. Great friend of footy. Last games of round three. Yet again, this is a ripping game. Gold Coast and Fremantle. Who'd have thought that? It's Gold Coast at home. Hang on, before we go nuts, have a listen to this. It's at Optus Stadium, of all places. Fev, Gold Coast playing their home game there because of the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, they'd be absolutely spewing up there on the Gold Coast. 2-0, and with the Com Games obviously on the Gold Coast. They're the first side since the Brisbane Bears back in 1988 to play a home game away in Perth other than West Coast and Fremantle. So a big task for them, and they're actually playing West Coast next week in Perth as well, so they'll be staying there for the duration of the week.
That's the good news.
Which is interesting.
You know what the bad news is? The Suns have lost 9 of their last 10 matches in Perth.
Yeah, so that's not a good stat. Not a good stat for the Suns, but it'll be interesting to see how they go this weekend, but then staying there that week and then playing against West Coast.
I'll tell you what, though, it is going well on one side, and there's the tickets, believe it or not, are flying over there. Everyone over in Fremantle, with the win last week, pumped up. They've now opened up the top deck for tickets, which are selling at cheaper prices, so particularly for our Perth supporters and viewers over in Perth. If you want to go and see the game this weekend, there are tickets available. It'll be a really good game.
Yeah, they've got a huge task of Freo Dockers. Lynch kicked 8 last week against the Blues, his best haul ever. He's going to have a big field day out there with the wide open spaces. But Nate Fyfe has come back from his injury and he looks in super form. We talk about the Ablett, Selwoods, Dangerfields, Martin, but there's still Nate Fyfe over there in the West. And Ballantyne hasn't had a real good start to the year, but I think the little fella is going to run amok.
OK, Sydney versus GWS. Talk about big games. This could be a grand final preview. It's two of the big games, two of the big teams in the competition these days. Sydney, of course, who are almost perennials, and GWS, who didn't have it their own way, only got over the line against my boys, who were fantastic last week. But Sydney and GWS with...
The SCG.
At the SCG.
So Sydney always go play pretty well there. Is it still called the Battle of the Bridge? Like everyone's gone for, having said that, the Giants. But this happened during the week. Now, this is really good by the Sydney Swans. Their most famous supporter is Kenny, and it was his 89th birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kenny. Happy birthday to you.
He's the property steward down there at Sydney.
He gets into the circle, Bill, after every win, and he sings a song.
Well, he's lucky to be alive.
Kenny was behind the goals when Pluggett tried to take his head off with the Sharon.
Kicked the torpedo that high, and straight at Kenny.
Yeah, the last torpedo that came into Sydney like that was from the Japanese submarines. It was unbelievable. It just goes straight in. What's all about? It's an historical fact. I'm sorry, I apologise for World War II, ladies and gentlemen. It was unbelievable the way it came in. No, the Sydney Harbour.
Oh, right. Sydney Harbour, not Pearl Harbour, you idiot.
Yeah, big game there. GWS flag favourites up against probably the other flag favourites. So up there in Sydney, I reckon GWS might take their big brother down.
All right.
Tom Scully, the running man, is a pretty big out, and it's really unfortunate. Cinders Moses, a fracture in his leg as well, which is really unfortunate. So thoughts go out to Tom with his recovery. But yeah, I think Big Budweiser's going to get off the hook.
All right, last game we're going to have a look at again is another ripping game. They're all ripping games. But Melbourne versus North Melbourne, and now this is one of the more extraordinary stats. As we look at the sports bet there, $1.34 for Melbourne, North Melbourne $3.40. The longest winning streak in football at the moment is Melbourne's 17-game losing run against North Melbourne. North have not been beaten against... Melbourne have beaten them for 17 games.
12 years.
Unbelievable. 12 years.
I think it's something like 12 years.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
When you talk about underrated recruits, Higgins and Waite surely would have to be two of the most underrated recruits coming from another club. Waite is in career best form, I'd say. Last week was a super game, and Higgins is a really classy mover. A lot said about the youth that's at North Melbourne. They shifted a lot of the age out, but I think they did really well with those two recruits.
Yeah, they did. And Waitey's had obviously an old teammate, had a great start to the year. But can the AFL please let North Melbourne keep the Friday night Good Friday game? They started it. Let them. All the big teams get enough games, and just let them have it. Let them have it.
Why?
Let them have it.
What about let's find something else for St Kilda. The first game on Good Friday was a success. North Melbourne versus the Western Bulldogs. You've got two teams that live within 2 torpedoes of Etihad Stadium. You can dress it up. You can have church services at all the churches around if that's what you want to do. You can go there. It's close to the Royal Children's Hospital Appeal. You can turn it into something. I think sometimes the AFL in trying to be all things to all people, sometimes miss the lead, and that is let these things grow and let them go. So
yeah, that's right, Eddie. And at the end of the day, that day is not about football. It's about the kids at the hospital. So football's second.
Slightly,
well, it is.
Slightly about the crucifixion of Jesus.
Yeah,
as
but,
well.
but that whole day is about raising money for the kids. Let's not worry about the football as much.
Got a little bit to do with
Yeah,
it.
I know all that.
The good-looking one.
Yeah, exactly. No, the umpires crucify our blokes every week, so don't worry about that, Bill. Hey, the last two things to have a look at tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Have a look at this. What's everyone got all sensitive about all of a sudden? All right,
Especially this
Sunday Footy Show, live at 11 o'clock. Billy, how about this? It's going to be sensational. Make sure you join us on Sunday. And then Footy Classified Monday night, live at 8:30 on 9 Go. So there you go. It is an absolute beauty. That's it for the Footy Show. We'll catch you next